Heavy Spoilers has been killing it on YouTube for the last several years. As of today, he's within weeks, maybe just days, of hitting 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Several months back, I was able to interview him and hear his YouTube journey and what he's learned all along the way. In today's video, Paul is going to share what he learned about what it takes to stand out in an oversaturated market and why it's so important to stand out and generate unique ideas if you want to grow your channel.
It's that intuition of just knowing what people want to see and also what you're good at. It's just about spotting those markets and those niches, you know, recognizing gaps in the market as well.
All right, so you started in 2016 and you said it took you 18 months to get to 1,000 subscribers. I don't know where you're up to right now because you're getting subscribers so fast.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Roughly, where are you at right now?
780.
Whew.
So yeah, it's been about 95,000 subscribers this month, which
is quite the month.
Yeah, I wish I could have that every month. It's not even been the month; it's been about the last 2 weeks.
Right.
I don't know where these people are coming from.
So that raises the question: what did you learn along the way, or what were those mile markers, those milestones for when success kind of happened? Clearly, there was one that happened about 2 weeks ago, which kind of touched on it already, Squid Game. But kind of walking through your journey, what did you learn along the way that got you to where you're at now?
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, I did a Batman v Superman review that blew up overnight. And then for some reason, I just thought in my head, right, well, I'll just do reviews on things. And every single video after them bombed. And I started looking at, you know, what do I enjoy doing? And I've always been someone who spoils things for myself. The last book of Harry Potter, I remember going into a bookshop, picking it off the shelf, skipping to the last page and just reading it and being like, right, I know the story now. I've always spoiled things for myself.
I am so the exact opposite.
What? No, ruin it. Ruin your experience and joy. But yeah, so I've always done that. And this was a time when reviews were, you know, when reviews are never popular unless you're a big YouTuber. Mm-hmm. And Ending Explained started to take off.
I want to pause real quick on that. That's what I tell people all the time. Nobody grows with movie reviews. No one since Chris Stuckman and Jeremy Johns 11 years ago have they grown just doing straight up talking head movie reviews. And everyone does some of them. I mean, I still do them. It's today's video is my Dune review. So everyone does some of them, but that's not my growth content at all. I just do that because I want to. But people message me, how do I get my movie review channel to grow? Make it not a movie review channel, or have get some clever gimmick to it, because movie reviews are not how you grow a channel. Yeah,
it's such an oversaturated genre. It's really, there's millions and millions of movie reviews on every single topic, and you are not. It's going to be so difficult to stand out if you're a new channel, because the Chris Stuckmans, the Jeremy Johns, the Grace Randolphs, yourself, you're just going to dominate the search, and people don't scroll down through thousands of results to find someone who's some randomer they've never heard of before and what their opinion is. So just avoid doing movie reviews. Point one, find something unique. So when my next peak was when Ending Explains was starting to get really popular. And this was back when I was Definition and not Heavy Spoilers. And I started to do, you know, more spoiler reviews, but I think I kind of leaned too much into it, where every single thing that came out, even if it didn't need the ending explaining, I was explaining the ending to people. And they're like, I know what happens. Yeah, it's very obvious. They say it in the movie. I'm like, whoa, but did they explain it to you? Do you want me to hold your hand and walk you through this film? Like, no. So there was a bit of a trough, and I remember in January, I literally was sat in the kitchen and I said to my wife, my channel's dead, because I was just getting no views at all. And then
January of which year?
I think it was 2018, maybe. So this is maybe 2019.
So this is like
one of those,
a year and a half, 2 years into your channel. 2 years into your channel, you're thinking, maybe my channel's dead. And that's even like pausing on that let that sink in for some of you that have a channel that's been going for a year, 2 years, and you're like, is this going anywhere? 2 years in, this guy right here that's going to hit 800,000 subscribers at like 2 days from now, or today maybe, and you were thinking, is this going to work? And I had that 9 months into my channel. I was like, I think I might need to shut this down, just get another.
Yeah.
I thought that too. So those of you that are like thinking about losing up hope, pause and let that sink in. Sorry.
Yeah. And you know what made it worse? And I swear down, this is the truth. I said, my channel is dead to my wife. And I went on my comment section on my dashboard, and the most recent comment was, geez, this channel is dying. And I was like, oh, this is like some message. I don't know who wrote it, but it was like some message from God. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to have to do a complete rebrand, really think about what direction I want to take the channel in. And that's when I went from definition to heavy spoilers, because I thought, what are people going to search? What do? I spoil things. What are people going to search for, and what's a brand name that's really catchy? People can just think. If you say, I'm watching this movie review channel, and they go, what's the name? Heavy spoilers. Instantly, people know exactly what the whole channel is about. And if people are searching for a movie title and say they search for Dune spoilers, guess who's going to come up near the top? My name, because the channel name is called Heavy Spoilers, and YouTube will automatically index that. So everything changed from that point, and that's when it really started to take off, and I started to really lean into the spoiler stuff. So I was leaking stuff left, right, and left, right, and center. I was leaking stuff, and it did kind of get me in trouble down the line. So I have kind of pumped the brakes on that, but now I kind of view Heavy Spoilers as a sort of, the movie's been released. There's lots of spoiler-free reviews out there, but these videos are for people who've already seen it. They want to see a bit of an in-depth discussion on exactly what's happening in it, and that's kind of what I aim to provide. So I don't do leaks as much, but you know, if you want some spoilers, you've seen the thing, come here, we'll talk about it.
And so, there's early 2019 is kind of where you shifted in that direction.
Yeah,
and even kind of what you said in there of like, my channel's dead. What am I actually passionate about? What's the brand that I want to do? What can I do that that language of what are people searching for? That's the way you got to think. If you want to be successful, think audience first. Like, what are you good at? What does your skill set line up with? What can you produce a lot of it and be satisfied that people actually want, that adds value?
It's that intuition of just knowing what people want to see and also what you're good at. So it's sort of the two things need to create a perfect storm.
Yes.
But you can do it in anything. I mean, there is a YouTube channel for everything. And, you know, there's so many people I see just taking my videos and sort of repackaging them almost. The thumbnail styles, the content. And I just think, just do your own thing. You will be able to do it as well, because there's a market for everything. You know, you can search for anything on YouTube and a video will come up for it. So you're competing with me, and I'm going to kick the crap out of you because I've read Hawkeye and I've cut out all the pictures already. So you just kind of need to find what you're good at, really nail down on it, hone your craft, hone your skills, and you'll enjoy it so much more. And if your channel is dying, well, you know, what's the harm in trying something that you love? Because it's going to die anyway, so you might as well go out doing, well, I enjoyed it. It's fine.
When I think there's several things kind of in what you just said of like, I think that focusing on that hopeful note of your channel could be dying, and that doesn't mean it's without hope. But maybe you need to start experimenting and trying some things.
It's dying because you're just stuck in a rut. Basically, unless you're doing these crazy wild shots. But even then, if you're trying lots of different things as well, that's sending mixed messages to your audience. So if it's dying, just think, you know, what do I enjoy doing? What do my audience enjoy seeing from me? And go that direction.
Yeah, there are people I've been trying to coach a little bit or mentor, and they're asking me questions about it, and they're like, you know, I've done all this and I haven't. I'm doing exactly what this channel over here is doing, but they're getting way more views than me. And then they did content. I did a video just like this person's video, and I didn't get traction. Go, what are you passionate about? Like, what are you uniquely good at? Where are you able to put in more effort than them? Well, you know, I'm willing to do anything. Yeah, but what makes you distinct? I can't tell that. Yeah, like if you're just trying to copy what other people are doing or doing the same thing as everyone else, and you're not discovering that thing you're uniquely able to do. Like, so I'm the ranking guy, and that wasn't.
100%,
and I didn't mean to be the ranking guy. That wasn't like something I set out to do. But I like movie franchises, and I'm okay sitting down watching all those movies, even a franchise with some bad movies in it. I'm fine to do that in order to take notes, and then I think I could say it a little bit more concisely than some other people can. And that willingness to sit down and watch all the Transformers movies every time you could sit through all the Michael Bay Transformers movies, a new one comes out, that's something that a bunch of other people don't do. They want to do the ranking, and they watched the movie 7 years ago. Yeah, and then they want to count on that, and that's when people like ask me like, "Hey, why don't you rank all Ridley Scott's movies?" Like, well, he's done 50 years worth of movies, and I have to sit down and watch all those movies. Like, well, can't you just watch the ones you haven't watched? It's like, no, because you want my fresh current take with fresh notes. Not I watched his movie The Duel back in 2002 because my brother-in-law gave it to me for Christmas. Like, that's not, you don't want that. You want Sean Chandler talks about. That is the guy I am now to do that. And that takes a lot of work in discovering what you're I discovered what I was uniquely good at and put in the work to do that. Yeah.
And it's just sort of, recognizing gaps in the market as well. The Squid Game video that we've been talking about, that I released that the same day as Tudum, and everyone else was like, I was speaking to people behind the scenes and they were like, are you not doing a Stranger Things trailer breakdown? Are you not doing the Witcher trailer breakdown? I'm like, no, I'm doing this Korean show that's just released. I think it's going to be big. This was before Squid Game was big as well. I was like, I've got a feeling it's going to be big. If it's not, it's okay. But there's a character in there that has a certain twist about them, and I just want to point out some of the.
And I haven't seen it, so I'm the one person on planet Earth.
It in the thumbnail, so enjoy it.
I've actively tried to. I saw what the title of it was like. Okay, tried to avoid it too much.
Just avoid it. But yeah, that it's just about spotting those markets and those niches, and I know that I would have made a good video out of it because I've been doing this for however many years now. So rather than rushing out to compete with everyone doing a Stranger Things trailer breakdown, I just thought I'll just do this thing. It's a Saturday. If it doesn't work, it's fine.
Yeah.
No, it was my biggest video, and it was the same thing with my second biggest video, which was every time Pennywise was hidden in the background of it. And that, I think that's in about 9 million. And similar situation with that. It was a Saturday. I rarely ever work on weekends, and I just thought, I've got this idea, I'll get up and do it. And then it just blew up out of nowhere because there wasn't another video like that online. And I think the Squid Game thing was just a case of it happened just before the show got popular. Every other YouTuber was wasting their time doing Stranger Things, the morons. And then I'm just the only one in the search ranking for this topic. And by the time people got their heads around it, I was on 5 million views, and they were never catching me, this suckers. I'm so rich. I'll buy your channel and shut you all down.
Yeah, whenever I saw with the number of views on that one, I went, all right, what is my average CPM for the last year? Let's do some simple math on this.
I need to work out how rich he is.
This guy just had a great month.
Yeah.
But
it comes in peaks and troughs as well. And, this week hasn't been that good for me. But, 2020 was such a weird time because it was so worrying not knowing what stuff was coming out. And it's everyone was in survival mode. So any bit of news came out, if a movie got released, everyone was on it, and everyone was just fighting it out the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's taken me a long time to get out of that mentality. And now I'm just like, well, Hawkeye's coming at the end of November. I'll be fine. If I have 6 bad weeks in a row, I know that that it'll be fine again. And it's just kind of getting used to those phases in YouTube where you're the flavor of the month, and then the next one you're not. Because, look, I've got nearly 800,000 subscribers. I don't get 800,000 views per video, and I never approach anything like my subscribers are definitely going to watch it. Right. I don't approach it like I have an audience. It's always, this needs to be popular, and it needs to rank high in the search, and it needs to get recommended to people, and that sort of thing. And that's the thing with recommendations as well that I've discovered from this video, is that the more recommendations you get, the more people are likely to click your videos.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out part 1 of this series where Paul shared his journey starting on YouTube, and come back next week for more of Paul's insights.